I'ma keep it a bean. Stick to the script, every scene. This from last year, but they clean. Say to say, I'ma take something else, but it's winning team. Charlie Sheen, fam gang, the regime. I'm from Piney Green.
What's good, Shellitronnn here, but you can call me Shells, and I'm back at it again with a brand new video. And I'm gonna keep it a Bowberry biscuit. What we just witnessed here today at 9:30 Eastern Time, 2:30 in the UK, 6:30 if you live on the West Coast, was an international crime, the likes of which we haven't seen in a long, long time. Actually, maybe not, but let's get off of that real quick. The Panthers versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 37-26, an 11-point game. The Panthers won, but this game was not as close as this score would make you believe. Now, there's only one place to start with this, and there's only one word you should have to use to describe this game, and that word is defense. The Carolina Panthers defense put in some work. Now, it's kind of hard to tell exactly who did better. Was it the pass rush? Was it the secondary? Because this man, Jameis Winston, threw 5 interceptions. James Bradbury had 2. Ross Cockrell had 1. Luke Kuechly had 1. Javian Elliott had 1. We have all generations of Panthers players. We have a guy picked up in the offseason. We have Luke Kuechly, the captain, who's been here for years and years. We have a guy in Ross Cockrell who's on the team last year, was injured, so he didn't really play at all last year, and now he's playing this year, and he's only in because Dante Jackson was hurt. And we have a guy in James Bradbury who's been on the team for several years now, for about 3-4 years now, and he's been known as a guy who kind of locks up ex-receivers but doesn't really get interceptions. I told y'all at the beginning of the season, well, really in the offseason, I said, you're going to want to pay this man, James Bradbury, if you can right now, because he is due for a great season. And so far, we're seeing this man, James Bradbury, clamp up receivers and get interceptions. That was the only part missing from his game, getting interceptions. And this man is picking off dudes left and right. Now, we know Jameis Winston ain't really the most reliable, or not really the most talented quarterback of all time. He can be good sometimes, but the thing about him is that he is wildly inconsistent. And that's putting it nicely, but it's not just about that, because you gotta understand, when you're going up against a defense like the Carolina Panthers, it's not just the secondary you gotta worry about. It's not just about your receivers. They can be good, but if they can't get open, that's a whole different thing. But when you got a front seven, like the Carolina Panthers, bearing down on you, breathing down your neck every other play. 7 sacks in this game. This man, Gerald McCoy, said, hold up, y'all went ahead and y'all cut me this offseason. Didn't give me no call. No one told me nothing. You signed some other dude. I'm going to go ahead and get 2.5 sacks in London in your home game. Which is kind of tough because the Bucs did not get a home game against us this year. And they're going, what, a full month and a half without having a home game? That's tough, but sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Go try to Roger Goodell about it. I don't know. I'm not the guy to talk to. Either way, we saw Bruce Irvin get the other half of the sack that Gerald McCoy got. Brian Burns had 1 sack. And Vernon Butler, out of nowhere, this man said, hold up, this is the last year of my deal in Carolina. How about I start being productive? How about, okay, KK Short ain't playing no more. How about I start maybe play like my first round draft stock? This man came to play. 2 sacks. In his opportunities, I mean, I can't say a single negative word about Vernon Butler. This man put in work. And that's simple. That's very, very, very simple. The Bucs really could not run at all. Only 42 total yards on the ground. Only 14 carries, but still 42 total yards on the ground. That's kind of sad. Now, I will say this, the only place the defense really did have some struggles, even though the pass game was kind of locked up, stats-wise, with interceptions and the sacks and whatnot, we did let Jameis Winston throw for 400 yards on us. So I really do want to see, how does this pass defense ranking system work when you allow a quarterback to throw for 400 yards? But you also get 5 picks in that same game. I would love to see the algorithm or the formula or what kind of twisted math these guys have to go through to figure out how good a defense played, especially a secondary, because I don't know how you weigh those two things side by side. Now, I can't give our defense all the credit here because, honestly, even though we scored at will, the Bucs defense did what they do kind of best. I mean, they're really good at stopping Christian McCaffrey. Now, we did get 2 touchdowns. In his second touchdown, there's 2 fingers here. I saw this man shake a dude out of his socks, his shoes, his gloves, his helmet, his family back home in the States. I don't know what he did. Christian McCaffrey gave him a look. He said, and the dude just fell. Like, I don't know what happened. Christian didn't even hit him. It wasn't like a stutter step. It wasn't really a juke or anything. Christian just squared up, looked at him, and said, if you don't go down now, I'm putting you on a highlight tape. You gonna see this. This game's in London. The clip of me shaking you up is gonna be played on 2 different continents. You do not want that, my brother. Just go ahead and sit down. Just go ahead and lie down. Don't put this on yourself. He did it. The next guy up said, I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you, Christian McCaffrey. And what did C-Mac do? Gave him a stiff arm from hell and just made him sit down. Got a quick little touchdown. Easy does it. But that was about all that Christian really did in this game. 22 carries, 31 yards. It was a bag. There's no way of putting it. He got 2 touchdowns, but honestly, the run game was stuffed. And I was a little bit upset that we didn't see more rushes from other running backs because it became obvious, apparent. Everyone could see the Bucs just have Christian McCaffrey's number. And at a certain point, especially when we were up 16 late in the game, we were still handing the ball to Christian McCaffrey. It kind of felt like the team was just piling on more and more hits on Christian McCaffrey that he didn't really need to take. I mean, can Jordan Scarlett or Reggie Bonifant not take any of those? So it was kind of weird for me. Got the win, but I do think that Christian McCaffrey got at least 10 hits that were kind of unnecessary, especially later on in the game. But let's talk about the rest of our offense. Kyle Allen, another game where he doesn't really go over 250 yards, only 227, but he was pretty efficient. 20 for 32, 2 touchdowns. I'll take it. And I mean, Curtis Samuel showed up really big. DJ Moore was very big this game. We haven't really seen Greg Olsen do too much. He got 4 catches, 52 yards, but I didn't see all that much from Greg Olsen, enough for me to say, things look really, really great out of him. And it's not just the numbers that really impressed me with Kyle Allen because they're not really going to impress you too much at only 227 yards. It's the efficiency. DJ Moore had 7 catches on 10 targets. Curtis had 4 catches on 6 targets. Both had around 70 yards. And we were throwing deep. It wasn't just comebacks. It wasn't just, slants, drag routes. We were throwing it deep to these guys and they were catching it. Kyle Allen is making reads. He's not locked onto one guy. He's not just locked onto one half of the field. He's making reads, going through progressions, and he is picking apart defenses. We're not going to see a crazy air raid out of him anytime soon. And maybe we might have seen that if our defense wasn't constantly giving us really good field position time and time again. So maybe you can blame Jameis Winston for the lack of Kyle Allen passing stats. But we didn't really need to get all that much out of him because the defense is just really, really good right now. We are clicking on all cylinders. All phases of the game are working really, really well. And even though Christian McCaffrey, look, C-Mac didn't get going in this game, I don't know what it is, but the Bucs just have his number this year. And even though for the most part the Bucs did look terrible this game, it wasn't like nobody went off. Chris Godwin. Like I said in my preview video, I said Chris Godwin is the guy to look out for. He is the real driving force of this team. 2 receptions, 151 yards. Did not get a touchdown. This man, Chris Godwin, is kind of the truth. He's a very, very good secondary option. He kind of plays that Calvin Ridley role from last year, although Chris Godwin's been making these moves for a minute now. You really got to respect what he's doing on that team, being led by Jameis Winston. Although Jameis has looked a little bit better this season than he has in past seasons. It's just when you go against that Panthers defense, you know what it is. 37-26. This is actually decently close to what I thought the score was going to be. I said 34-28, I believe. So 3 points up for the Panthers and 2 points down for the Bucs. That's a fairly good prediction if I say so myself, but we looked, what more can I say? What more can I say about this game other than everyone on defense looked good? If this game was missing one thing, it was an F.A. Abada sack. Maybe an F.A. Abada strip sack because those were on the menu as well. We didn't get that. The UK was left kind of hungry, expecting that big breakout game from F.A. Abada. But still, it doesn't matter. He has all year to have a really, really, really great outing. And that's going to come. It's not a question of if. It's a question of when. And it's going to happen. Actually, you know what? I was wrong. I was wrong. I said if anything was missing in this game, it was an FA sack. No, hold up. I lied to you. If anything was missing in this game, it was Joey Sly. Now, Joey Sly started off his career here looking about perfect, right? Looking about perfect. He's been missing the last couple. What can I say? Joey Sly, 3 for 5. He did kick in a 49-yarder, but we're seeing him start to miss a little bit more often. And I guess it's kind of hard to continue perfection, right? How do you follow up perfection? But when you kick 5 field goals, you kind of want to have at least 4. Although one of those field goals came at the end of the first half where we had a fair catch, free kick scenario where the defense wasn't allowed to even rush on the field. It was a very, very strange occurrence. It's a very, very obscure rule. And that was only set up by a series of 47 straight penalties by the Bucs. I don't know what was happening there. They just looked very, very skittish. And they looked very, very undisciplined. 37-26. The score does not really indicate how lopsided this game was. And near the end there, we kind of looked like we wanted to give the game back just a little bit, but can't happen. Ross Conkle came through, last drive, got a quick little pick there. Nothing, no sweat, bro, no sweat. Look, this is what we do here in Carolina. Whether we're here in Carolina, whether we're in some other state, or we're from a whole different continent, we do what it do. That's all I got for you, man. Panthers win, 4-game win streak. Kyle Allen is still undefeated 5 straight games, and that beats out Kurt Warner as the last quarterback who went undrafted, who won his first 4 starts. Kyle's at 5. Better than Kurt Warner? You tell me. No, I'm playing. No, please don't. Please. We know what it is. Either way, man, that's all I got for you. What was your favorite part of the game, man? Let me know your favorite part of the game, favorite stat, favorite play. Did I miss anything, man? Let me know all your thoughts about this game in the comments below. And you already know to do with that like button.
Cheers to you, appreciate the chance. Been told y'all I been the man. Been told y'all I had the gift. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Real ones gonna recommend. Count this as another win.